Hello and thanks for joining us here at France 24. I'm Annelise Borges. Coming up, a drones special. In today's show, we take you on a trip with unmanned aerial vehicles. We'll give you a glimpse of military and civilian uses for these devices, and we'll test one out. Tech 24 is taking off. Drones were all over headlines in recent years thanks to US President Barack Obama's policy. The country has researched the use of drones since the 1960s and has increasingly opted to use unmanned planes to fight its wars. In 2011, the US military trained more drone pilots than fighter pilots for the first time in history. And that trend is likely to continue. Other countries have decided to join the movement. Here's a report on how France is trailing in the race for unmanned planes.
A rare glimpse. One of only 4 Harfang drones of the French Air Force. Electronics are the pilots on board, requiring no food or sleep. They can fly for 24 hours straight at 500 kilometers an hour, and their eyesight is superior to that of humans, vital for gathering intelligence. Today, all 4 drones are used in military operations in Mali. The French Army's lack of unmanned aerial vehicles is clearly its greatest weakness.
We do not have all the means necessary to carry out this kind of operation in full autonomy. During the war that we led in Libya, for example, the United States gave us nearly 80% of the targets that we dealt with.
On the other side of the Atlantic, a very different situation. Thousands of drones are in the hands of the US Air Force. These images of a secret drone project in the 1960s show that the United States understood the importance of unmanned aerial vehicles at an early stage. France has now decided to buy a dozen Reaper drones from their American counterparts, after years of hesitation and trailing behind in the technology race.
A former general of the French Air Force literally told me that he did not want the topic to be mentioned or taken into account. So there have been many obstacles coming from within the French Air Force.
An ethical issue also delayed the program. Reaper drones can be equipped with missiles, deadly robots operated in Afghanistan and Iraq with devastating effects. These Iraqi rebels, tracked from 15 kilometers above ground, did not see this coming. After years of debate on whether a machine can be used to kill, the French Army's position now seems clear.
It's a false debate. There's a pilot in the drone, an operator. The only thing is that he's not in the device, but he's not far away. And even if he is very far, he can see what's happening.
To avoid the unreal computer game feel, France requires its drone pilots to work from within the theatre of operations. Today, manufacturers, the military and French politicians have definitively opted for the use of drones. But it will take another 20 years to see Dassault's prototype, the Neuron, added to France's air fleet. Aviators seem reassured, persuaded that drones won't replace fighter planes, but will fly together within a computer network, and pilots could even send their drone allies on strafing attacks while giving orders from above. The future seems to point to mixed squadrons of humans and robots.
Now there's a whole other side to this story. Infrastructure monitoring, firefighting, and pollution control. The list of possible civilian uses for drones continues to grow. In Japan, for example, there are already more than 2,000 drones being used in the agriculture sector. Here's a look at how these pilotless planes are being used in our everyday lives.
The sky is the limit for these flying robots. From their roots in spying and stealth military attacks, these pilotless unmanned vehicles have rapidly spread into the civil sphere. Soon, they'll be everywhere in your daily life. In this fancy district of Cannes in the south of France, drone aerial videos are widely used to sell real estate. Clients are provided with a bird's eye view of some of the large properties for sale. They can also get a good sense of the mansion's layout.
This video will prompt clients to either come and visit the mansion or send someone else to do it for them.
Gregory and Alexander have worked with these flying bugs for the last 4 years. They say real estate is now only a small part of their business.
We work in the cinema and TV industry. We also work for construction sites and solar panel inspections. It's very diversified.
This French company in southeast France rents civil drones equipped with infrared sensors. After analyzing the data, they can help their clients avoid future problems in very unlikely sectors like agriculture.
We were able to see that the field was contaminated by beetles.
Drones can also be used in other fields like the building industry, disaster surveillance, anti-riot operations, and environmental protection. Oil and gas companies hope to use them to detect pipeline faults in the Arctic once airspace opens up for their commercial use. Many other applications are still to be found.
In the future, drones will have mechanical arms and will be able to do things instead of being passive. Drones will perhaps be able to move an object from a place to another and do dangerous tasks.
Advocates of the new technology say the drone aircraft is 5 to 6 times cheaper than a helicopter. And according to a recent U.S. Senate report, in the next 10 years, the industry is expected to create more than 100,000 new jobs in the United States alone. Critics, however, say that's just a prelude to increased domestic surveillance.
And in order to better understand what drones are all about, we decided to test one. And Marc got the control. What is it like? How does it work?
So it's very simple. It's relayed to any iPhone or any of your smartphones, Android capabilities as well. And what you do is you link it up directly wirelessly, and it's very simple to control. And as soon as you've got your controls in a hand, you can, pilot it around, take off, enjoy everything it's got to offer. It's got a wide-angle lens, HD camera, and everything that the drone can see, you can see and record directly.
I can see Marc's screen there, and he's seeing exactly what the drone is filming. How much do we spend on this fun? How much
so for this fun, you pay 349 euros, which is quite a lot, I think, personally, because unfortunately you only get around 18 minutes of autonomy. Now, of course, you can have your 18 minutes and then recharge and everything, but I personally think it's a bit expensive.
And who's buying this?
I can't tell you exactly what the demographic is for the drone. What I can tell you is that the last iteration of this drone sold 500,000 units. So there is certainly a client base there, and people really are going out and buying this.
How did you rate, Marc, our Parrot drone?
So in terms of design, we think it's quite nice to look at. It's very easy. So on the eye, we gave that a 7. Unfortunately, the usability now, we had a lot of technical problems. It looks like it's smooth, but beforehand testing it, we had some problems. So we're all the way down to a 3 out of 10. And then in terms of value for money, it's kind of even. You do get 18 minutes of fun. We've given it 5 out of 10.
All right, thanks for that, Marc, and thank you for watching this special edition on drones. Keep the conversation going on Facebook and on Twitter, and we leave you with images of our drone. Thanks for watching.